Hello, this is Smarter Prepping with Uncle Mark, and I'm Uncle Mark. It's almost midnight, so we'll just call this Tuesday, the 3rd of September 2024. Once again, because it's almost midnight, once it's past midnight, it becomes Tuesday, the 3rd of September 2024. I want to show you some upgrades I made to my coffee making. A while back, I made a video pointing out I threw out my plastic coffee maker. So many coffee makers are plastic. I could not figure out how you clean them up. Besides, you hear in the news, you hear on the internet, wow, microplastics. You know, they do autopsies on people that died, and there's 0.2% some of the brain tissues microplastics. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not so terrified of plastics, but I do try to cut down on plastic. I figured you don't cook coffee in a plastic coffee maker. Anyway, it doesn't make sense to me. So check out these two bolts. See the two bolts here? See the bolts here and here? See? Look at that. See? The stainless steel strainer basket comes with these ears that stick out, but I added the bolts, and I put nuts on the bolts. It's nuts and bolts. The nuts and bolts of making coffee. See? That way it doesn't slip back over. Now, an idea, and I haven't tried it like that yet, but I think I did that last time. But what I have not yet tried yet is this. Check this out. The bottom of this, see the hole at the bottom of that? See? Oh, I see a little tiny hole. Yeah, I hold it to the light. See, tiny hole, right? I'm going to hold this up here, or sit it like this. So you can rest right there. It's not going to slip off. When I get that water boiling hot, I'll pour it in there. And that way it'll dribble down. I experimented with it with just tap water. It dribbles out a teeny tiny, tiny stream. So what I'm saying, I think it'll dribble out at about the right speed. Because before I was pouring from here, just pouring sloshity, messy. So I was sitting there daydreaming in my bed, laying there in my bed, thinking about, I lay in my bed and think about, lay in my bed, think about, visualize, think about, visualize, think about. And as I come up with this idea, and as I come up with that idea, that pot, I don't need that pot for whatever. If I need another pot, I'll get. If you cook anything big, I use that great big giant 4-gallon pot there for most big things. So, I'm going to call it good. I'm always saying, I always got the pictures of my deceased wife, Tanya, on my Facebook page. I got a picture of she and I from like 2018. She's still alive and smiling. I always think about Tanya because I use her line for closing. She liked to say later, Tater. So are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Later, Tater.